Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
We're back with this week's top 5 comics for the week of November 6th, 2024. They were next week's top 5 comics, but now they're this week's. And afterwards, after our top 5, we're going to be talking about Something's Killing the Children, because there's a special issue coming out this week, and I caught up. I am all caught up to issue 40. And Murphy and I are going to talk about it. So, what? Yeah, I do. I do need to read House of Slaughter. Gotta catch up on that. But stick around for the top 5. If you have read Something's Killing the Children, we will be spoiling things, I'm sure. So I'll let you know when we get into that. But let's start with our number 5. We got the wrong cover.
Uh-oh.
But hold on. Let's see if I can quickly, without wasting too much time, just bring in the cover. We have
Still Batgirl.
we have Saga number 70. We were gonna have honorary mention to Batgirl number 1 coming out this week.
6.
What?
Number 6 on the top 5.
Number 6 on the top 5. Yeah. I am excited about that because I've been catching up on the Bat books as well, and Cassandra Cain is going to be leading that one. So a Batgirl book with Cassandra Cain sounds pretty cool to me. But we have the description for Saga number 70 is people change, and that's it. Very ominous.
Ominous. Synopsis.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, this one is funny to me because you and I had talked a couple weeks ago, and I felt like Saga really hadn't done anything in the second half.
Mm-hmm. Since like coming back, yeah.
Almost 20 issues in.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like there were many stakes. But now it's starting to get there. Like in the last 2 issues, it's starting to build some, stakes. Yeah. So I'm excited to see this one.
Yeah, no, this is a book that I plan on catching up on soon. I haven't touched the new stuff yet, so I'm very excited to dive into it. I was waiting for a little more to build up before binging it all, but I've caught up on a lot of stuff. So this might be a feature shortly, maybe some week soon. Okay. We cover Saga on the back half.
That was the one thing. I binged all of the first half of Saga in 3 days?
Yeah. I was so jealous. To be able to, if you have not read Saga, do yourself a favor and go read it. It's very good.
And the second half takes a couple issues, but I think it's getting there now.
Yeah. But number 4 on our list, we have, it is a reprint, but it's The Walking Dead Deluxe. So this is the set that is the reprinting of Walking Dead, but in color, issue 100.
Something to Fear continues. This extra-sized chapter contains one of the darkest moments in Rick Grimes' life and one of the most violent and brutal things to happen within the pages of this series, finally in color.
I wonder what it could be.
Just beat him down. It is cool that they've given this series like a second run, because I never read the issues individually. I read it all as trades and compendiums and stuff. But I can already imagine how big, like just from when I read it, like how big this moment probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah. How big this issue was.
It was huge. I mean, you don't have that many instances of like, I guess, the power dynamics changing from like the group actually losing power. Yeah. Kind of a thing.
Well, also, I mean, this stuff's probably about halfway through, right? I think it ended on 194.
Yeah. So we're about halfway through.
Halfway through the story, but like putting all that in color For all you guys who it can't be a spoiler to say that Glenn dies, right?
No. No.
Like, why are we dancing around it?
This is the issue that Glenn is killed. So
in color.
In color. And it's issue 100. I mean, it's this, out of all the issues of this deluxe, I think this is one that, I don't know, just is a nice piece for the collection as well.
Yeah.
But moving on to our number 3, we have a new distillery number 1. One for Sorrow. Jamie McLeave is back with his first solo creator-owned project in over a decade. London 1900s, the capital hums with the energy of a new era, but something darker lurks beneath the surface. A monstrous figure stalks the city's criminal underworld at night, leaving a trail of bloody corpses in its wake. Rumors about the mysterious killer spread like wildfire. It's a demon, a phantom, an angel of vengeance. Nothing can kill it. Nothing can stop it. And once it picks a new target, well, he'll better have a coffin picked out because he's already dead. Seems pretty awesome.
I mean,
it's distillery. It's a new distillery book.
Yeah, we've already dedicated part of our, return to these videos to distillery.
Yeah.
Like they're only putting out good stuff. And I was just looking him up. I love the art on Wicked and the Divine.
Yep.
I didn't realize.
Yep.
I don't think I know much else from him.
Mm-hmm. No, that's the connection I have for sure.
Is the Wicked and the Divine.
Yeah.
But it seems like a really cool story. More horror from Distillery is not bad.
Nope.
And I'm sure the art's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And he's the writer and artist and colorist. Like that's real creator.
Yeah, well, it's like Gon and Jacques.
Yeah. I'm a fan of giving the artist the chance to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Chip Zdarsky's the example, right?
Yeah. Chip.
Always got to bring him up.
You can't go off on a tangent.
Moving on to our number 2, the Absolute Superman number 1.
Superstars Jason Aaron and Rafa Sandoval unleash a shocking new take on the last son of Krypton. Without the fortress, without the family, without a home, what's left is the absolute man of steel. You guys had to know this was going to hit the list.
Yeah, the Absolute books, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
They're
super interesting. They're great creative teams.
All of them. The creative teams are good. The takes are really fresh. Now, obviously, that's what they're meant to be.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
I've enjoyed it so far. Absolute Wonder Woman. When they started coming out, I was like, oh, I'm definitely pulling Absolute Batman because of the creative team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, that was so good. I'm going to try out the next one. I got Absolute Wonder Woman, and it was just as good, just as badass. So I'm expecting big things out of this one. If they're going to unveil a whole new Ultimate Universe.
Absolute Justice League. Absolute Justice League.
Yeah, then, they got to come hard with these first 3 books, and I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
And some good variants.
Always. Of course there are.
This one's got some badass ones.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that Superman, without all the things that make him Superman, is going to be unhinged.
Yeah, I think that's just all what Absolute is trying to do is just take away the core things that made them who they are. And what are they without those? Yeah. But
still heroes, but probably a little less pulling of punches.
Yeah. But moving on to our number 1 this week, we have Something's Killing the Children. A 0. It's been 5 years since the smash hit Eisner-winning series Something's Killing the Children changed the world of comics. Now, 40 issues later, a new chapter from the past is revealed. Witness this crucial untold story within the vast Slaughterverse, detailing the mission preceding the fateful Archer's Peak saga, where the entire story began. The Eisner and GLAAD award-winning team of James Tynion IV and Weather Deledra invite fans into this intimate, untold chapter of the monster hunter that sliced her way into the hearts of readers everywhere, along with the celebratory Something's Killing the Children cover month celebrating the franchise's 5th year. 5 years. It's pretty crazy.
5 years. I mean, at this point, guys, spoilers, we're just going into the next conversation.
Yeah.
5 years of Something is Killing the Children.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy.
Like, it's been such a good series. And you just caught up. How are you feeling about it?
I really liked the binge experience, and I'm glad I waited and did it this way, because it was really, I thought the New Mexico part, I'll try to stay, we're going to get into spoilers, so if you haven't read it, now's your warning.
That's the second spoiler alert warning we've given now.
The part in New Mexico, I thought, with Cutter, was really good, but I think dragged. If I was reading it month to month, I would have felt like it was dragging.
Yeah, I get that.
But because I read it as a completed story, I thought it was well paced and really well written and done, and just enjoyed the story a lot. And just the idea of the house sending Cutter to deal with her, but then also recognizing Cutter as a problem, and then the house kind of not really caring which one lives, which I thought was really interesting.
Somebody be dead.
Yeah. And they're definitely not afraid to kill off characters that you're just like, oh, they'll be okay. They'll be okay. And then
as long as it's not Erica, it's
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I
thought Cutter was a good arc. Like, I get what you're saying, where like it was probably a little bit drawn out.
Yeah.
But I thought Cutter was so cool.
Oh, it deserved the 2 volumes. Yeah, for sure.
And the monster she brings, the
doll.
Not the doll, I'm gonna
the duplicate.
The name of it. Yeah, the duplicate.
Yeah. And makes the duplicate look like Erica.
Yeah, it's just like it was so creepy the way it was drawn and written, that I didn't mind having the suspense behind reading it month to month.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
But that's all this book has done. Like, now she's lost her ability to see them. So what the hell is happening next?
But so what I really enjoyed was it went from that like kind of long stretch of that, because a lot happened, like even just towards the end of that, with the whole like background with Jessica and Celia and shoot, I'm blanking on his name, the older guy, Gary.
Yeah.
And like their whole backstory of being friends and learning all that, and then how Celia comes to visit and then finds her within an hour of getting into town, and is like, I will find you again if I have to deal with you, but I don't want to. Don't make me. Here's how to deal with the situation.
It's a lot to add on, but like House of Slaughter did a lot. It like still does a lot for like building the backstory of the house.
Yeah. So is there key information that I'm missing from not reading House of Slaughter?
It not just House of Slaughter, but also they did the Butcher book,
yeah,
the Book of Slaughter, all the one shots.
Yeah.
those have a bunch of information. Like it's going over.
But do we know? So one thing I wasn't sure, and I don't remember. I didn't think I missed it, but do we know how Jessica or Aaron die?
So we know how Aaron dies. He dies in Something Is Killing the Children.
Well, that was
murdered by the first monster at Archer's Peak.
That's right. That's right.
Now issue 40 was starting to get to what happened to Jessica.
Yeah. Right. So it was like just before it. But I wasn't sure because they kept like referencing it at certain points. Like I should know it. And I was like, did this happen like in the book that I read just before I'm like felt like I caught up?
I think that's what I think this issue 0 is though.
Okay.
Because I mean 40 alluded to it pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then was there a 41 before this? No. Yeah, so I think it's what we're gonna start getting here, which is crazy that they just still have this whole, prequel to tell in this story. But my fear is like, what if they give us like a Something Is Killing the Children number 0.25?
Don't do the points. Don't do the points.
But no, the House of Slaughter, the one shots have done such a good job at building the world that I have a different appreciation for the main title too.
Yeah.
Like it you can kind of see everything happening in a different way. So I definitely recommend catching up on that as well, but that's only like 20 issues.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And I've probably read half of it. So.
But dude, this series has just been so cool. I'm so mad at myself for not getting on this until issue. Like I am.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out 5 years ago, and I was like, meh. And then I was wrong.
The one that got away.
I know. I still need to.
You're never mad at yourself for the ones like you weren't around for, but the ones you're like actively going to the store every week and you miss one of them. Yeah. You're just like, you're so mad.
Like the fact that we don't have this as a number one. Like I myself.
Hey, I missed it too. I think I got 6 or 4 or 6, 4, and I did early on pick up a variant cover of 2.
Did you have one of those Berserker reprints that was Something Is Killing the Children?
Yes.
Yeah. It was like the reprint of, it was the cover of number 1, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like black and white, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. For Berserker, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love what Tynion's been able to do. I love what this book means for Tynion too. Because this was finally like, he was like, oh, I don't have to do DC if I don't want to.
No.
And then look at what's happened in the last 5 years.
And I don't think he'll do points because he won't remember this, but because he talks to so many people. But at New York Comic Con in 2014, I want to say, or 13, I was reading a book. What was it? It was some event. It was Nightwing and Damian on the cover, I think. And he was just at a booth, and I was talking to him. But it was around like when they were doing those weird events where like every week they would be like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3.
Yeah.
I think it was a Batman. Yeah, it was Batman and Robin Eternal. That's what it was. Yeah. And I was having him sign it, and he was complaining about the point numbering and didn't like it. So I don't think we have to worry about it. Because it made me very angry as a comic book collector and just putting things in order, and it just messed everything up. Not that it's just different.
It does. It messes up. No point system. Give me issue numbers.
Exactly. It's very simple. It goes 1, 2.
This issue is 40 pages, so it might be it's a hefty story.
Yeah.
Covers, though. I just love covers.
Yep. They're so good.
All right. Well, anything else for this week?
No. If you haven't read Something's Killing the Children, go read that. If you haven't read Saga, go read that. If you didn't know what we were talking about in Walking Dead 100 before we said it, go read that. Check out One for Sorrow.
After how long the show and the comic have been out, I can't be spoiling.
It's not spoiling. It's not spoiling. And Absolute Superman, go read that. So until this week's comics are last week's comics, and next week's comics are this week's comics. We'll catch you guys later.
See ya.